Dude, I remember that glorious, glorious day back in 2019 when that trailer dropped for Silksong, the follow-up to Hollow Knight. Yes! I had just played Hollow Knight, and it was one of the greatest experiences of my life. Me as a young, sparring boy with the whole world at his fingertips was so excited. I couldn't wait. I talked about it, and I watched videos about it. I did everything for days and days. And then those days turned into weeks, and then those weeks to months, and those years, those months to years. And now it's 2025, and holy hell, so much has changed. It's a completely different world now from my young 2019 brain. We had the whole pandemic, and I had my whole life, and now we're here. And it's really weird seeing it finally get released. For a lot of these years, I kind of forgot that Silksong existed, but then, I'd be scrolling on YouTube one day, and I'd see, a daily Silksong news channel, and it'd be like, nope, no news. And now here we are. Tomorrow, this game gets dropped, and I am not going to play it. It's not because I don't want to, and I know it's going to be a good game. I know it is, but things have changed, man, and it's sad to say, but I am dealing with a new reality, and that is my priority. It's that plain and simple. Video games used to be the center of my life, and in that time, I had developed no social skills, no, any skills for that matter. Wasn't good at anything. I was good at playing. I was good at fucking cranking 90s, but I wasn't good at, drawing or enjoying nature or, finding deeper reasons of life. And that's just how it is, man. So I'm not going to play Silksong. I don't have the time. It's not my priority, to live in escapism world like I've been doing for so long. When reality hits you, you're kind of just forced, dude. I'm just in this boat, and I'm forced to deal with it, and that I really have no choice but to deal with it. And disagree or agree with that however you want. There's nothing wrong with entertainment, but do I really want to be immersed in another world? Like, this world is already, this world is good enough. It's not perfect, and I hate it a lot, but it's real, and that is something that I want to gain back. I want to gain control of reality, not living in some, bullshit fantasy world. Not that I'm not calling Silksong a bullshit fantasy world. I mean, all those, anime, hentai games, and, all of those, hyper real fantasy games that people have been playing for 10 plus years consistently. There's nothing wrong with it, man. There's nothing wrong with all this great content, all this great immersion, but it's a slippery slope, and if I go all the way down, I just can't afford to slip into the rabbit hole, is what I'm saying. I need to straighten my life out a little bit more, for a little bit longer. Maybe in my older years when I have a blue-collar job, if that, I can, come home and relax with some video games, but that's not what's happening right now. And I guess I'm okay with that. Times are changing. I'm an adult, I have my vices too. I get my fix in other ways, but it's not good, man. So stop. I'm just trying to, by distancing myself from the whole video game culture, it's hopefully a step forward, and getting the shit done that I need to do, that I haven't quite done yet. And you can disagree. I am not here to tell you how to live your life, but that is the conclusion that I've drawn. And so, as much as I love video games, and as much as they will always hold a special place in my heart, it's time to move on for now. It's time to pursue other things. It's time to gain a connection with the real physical material world again. And, beyond the spiritual world as well, because, maybe all these consumers don't really think about it, but there's a lot more than what meets the eye in this world. There's a lot. I'm not talking about like delusional escape fantasies. I'm not talking about all this media and all this information. I'm talking about like at your roots. I guess it's kind of a those who know kind of thing. Or it's just schizophrenic, whatever one you want to believe. But I will not be playing Silksong, and I don't particularly care about that fact. I know it's going to be a banger, probably game of the year, but it's been too long. Times have changed. I need to lock in, and what I don't need is more distractions. So that is my ode to Team Cherry and, all of the video games I have played in my life. Thank you all. It's been fun. I will return one day. But for now, it's time to live in reality. Jesus. Okay, this sounds like a bunch of like virtue signaling bullshit. But guys, I'm being real. Do you understand the message? Please. That I'm trying to be genuine at my core. Dude, I sound like a cornball. I gotta shut the fuck up.